Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to HitScan. Overwatch 2 is out and PvE is of course a big focus of that, and with the announcement of the game they showed off that each of the characters will have its own unique talent system which will change up abilities in such a drastic way that they just get new abilities as a whole. So in this video we're going to go over the panel and also some of the Rio de Janeiro gameplay that's come out, showing off all of the abilities that have been revealed so far, talking about the talent trees, if you can call them that, for Tracer, Reinhardt, Lucio and Mei. Miska's already kind of gone over, so we're going to go over them towards the end of this video, but there is a list of characters such as Torbjorn, Genji, and Hanzo that have had some of their abilities shown off. Before we get started on those though, they did show off some new models for Torbjorn and Bastion. I wanted to show these off from the BlizzCon Overwatch What's Next panel, and there's also some really cool answers that Jeff Kaplan's had about what the game's like, and also spoke a bit about Sojourn, but I'm going to put that at the end of this video. Really focus on the new talents and showing off that gameplay there. The first cool one that they showed for heroes that weren't included in the PvE mission was for Hanzo, and this is the talent Sojiro's Guidance. Any arrow that hits an enemy detected by Sonic Arrow will seek and pierce other detected enemies, and you've seen it on screen. This is what I mean by showing off some of the gameplay of the new abilities. It's really cool, like Jeff Kaplan mentioned. Sonic Arrow in a PvE game is pretty useless, so this was a nice way to actually give it a bit more utility and to actually make it quite strong and aggressive. So that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to see more for Hanzo, but that's all they showed off. Speaking of Hanzo, we got Genji to go over. You saw this very briefly in the gameplay trailer, but this talent is called Dragon's Breath. When using Dragon Blade, your slashes create a large piercing projectile that goes forward, again like you're seeing on screen. I gotta say the animation on a lot of these abilities as well looks amazing, but this is certainly one of the ones I wanted to highlight, hence why it's in the actual video. We have two talents that have synergized quite well for Torbjorn. For those that don't know, the talents on screen that I'm showing for Tracer, you pick one on each row. So you pick a level 1 talent, a level 10 one, and a level 20. So this is a synergy of Torbjorn's. He has a talent for Flamethrower, which gives you a flamethrower instead of a minigun, and my babies. Torbjorn can place 3 mini turrets instead of 1 regular one, and it looks amazing on screen. This is the kind of stuff that I'm really excited to see. Different talents synergize to make a build, but as we go on further into the video, there needs to be more talents. It needs to be a much deeper system put in place. But like Blizzard said, they're still working on it. This is some feedback that I certainly want to give to them if I can whilst I'm here. This system needs to be a lot more deeper, I think, but they're on the right track. I really like what I'm seeing here. Going back onto the 4 heroes that were in the PvE mission, we'll go over theirs. Sorry about the pictures on some of these as well, they're awful quality, but I wasn't allowed to get close-ups of the shots. I had to do over-the-shoulder stuff, so that's why it looks a bit weird. We'll go over Tracers from the panel first. The 2 talents for level 1 are Adaptive Reload, where when you use an ability, your pulse pistols automatically reload, which is great for continuing to blink, shoot, without getting caught out by reloading. Or Chain Reaction. Pulse Bomb causes a secondary explosion on enemies that are damaged by it. Of course, really good against bosses or hard to kill heroes. You can farm up your ultimate fairly quickly as Tracer anyway. PvE, it's like twice that, you know? Level 10 is Flash. Blinking through enemies damages them, and Hindsight Recall causes damage to all recently damaged enemies. Again, good for quite tanky targets. We never got to show off any of the level 10 or level 20 gameplay ones. We only got to play with the level 1 ones, but as you can imagine, both of these are fairly strong in their own right. It's personal preference which you would prefer. Level 20, Vortex. Enemies are pulled towards the point of recall and are snared, great for CC. And Speed Kills. Killing blows speed up your cooldowns, which is amazing as well for what you're running. And then here's some gameplay of the Chain Reaction ability that we just spoke about. Going over to Reinhardt, his first ability was Fire Burst, where Fire Strike explodes every time it deals damage, which is really good because there's so many targets to hit with Fire Strike. I played Reinhardt in the PvE mission, but I picked the other one, Frenzy. Rocket Hammer swings faster after consecutive hits. Great again for killing targets or just mobbing people down. Like, both of these are quite fun, but Frenzy was next level. You can swing like very quickly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind of speed. Pretty ridiculous. At level 10 you have Impact Converter. Rocket Hammer damage recharges your barrier field, again being very aggressive, helps you be defensive. Or you can pick Amplification Field. Barrier field increases damage of friendly projectiles passing through it. I'd love to know by how much, but we're going to have to see. Level 20, Baldric Stand. Gain armor and damage when your barrier breaks. Fault Line, Earth Shatter does more damage in a narrow corner. But remember when I said about there needs to be more talents. Well, there is, because one that they highlighted for Reinhardt, which again was in the gameplay trailer that we saw, is Epicenter, where Earth Shatter travels in all directions. Again, a little bit of gameplay to show you exactly what that looks like. So Blizzard have other abilities down the pipeline, so I'm quite excited to see what they got to share and how many that would be. Heading over to May, you have Shatter. Frozen enemies shatter upon death, causing damage around them. And also Cold Snap. When Cryo Freeze ends, nearby enemies are instantly frozen. A little bit of gameplay for what that looks like on screen. Hypothermia for level 20. Blizzard instantly kills frozen enemies under 200 health, which is pretty strong. The Snowball effect. Continue to move after using Cryo Freeze, knocking down enemies. This is what I mean, that this becomes a brand new ability that May can really use. A little bit of gameplay again for you to have a look at, and it looks ridiculous, but so much fun. Level 20, Frostbite. Frozen enemies take more damage. And Polar Vortex. Blizzard covers a huge area and ignores line of sight, so it just makes the ability a bit stronger. So you can have general stuff that you could do when freezing targets or making your ultimate a lot stronger. Now this is the cool one. This is Lucio's tech and what he can do with his talents. The first is Healing Wave. Soundwave heals allies for 25% of their maximum health. Mashup. Both songs play when using Amp It Up, which is really strong because, like I said, you can die a lot. Beat matching. Damage dealt while using Speed Boost adds bonus healing to Healing Boost, which is strong. Fortissimo. Each enemy hit by Soundwave adds additional projectiles to your next Sonic Amplifier volley. Critical hits reduce the amount of Amp It Up by 0.5 seconds. For Accelerando, that's going to be really tough unless you're like Funny Astro. Power Skating. Soundwave's damage and knockback scale up based on your forward speed. So again, wanted you to move a little bit faster. Nothing else was shown off on Lucio, unfortunately, on the panel. And that is all of the talents that they've shown off. It doesn't look like they're just sticking to 6 in total, considering we had one for Reinhardt that was shown that wasn't on the list of playable stuff that we could try. But now I wanted to include a clip of Jeff Kaplan talking about Overwatch 2 and what that means for them and what they're trying to do with it, because it's a really good answer.
So we wanted to make it so that every one of the new PvP maps that's coming to Overwatch 2, every one of the new heroes that's coming to Overwatch 2, and new heroes beyond that will go to the players, our dedicated fans who have been with us for all these years from the original game. We think that's important. We also feel like it's important for all that hard work that you've done. The Baptiste vampire skin you all just earned last week. Do you want it to go away? No, we want it to come with us. So that's what we mean by redefining a sequel. I know there's a lot of confusion. I actually think it's really simple. The game is a big game. It is a true sequel in all of its features and everything it does. We just don't want to be jerks about all of our loyal players who might be wondering if they should get the game or not. That's the idea.
Now I want to talk about the things that are concerning me about Overwatch 2, both from the PvE gameplay, but also how Blizzard are treating this. And I think, personally, the best way to start the first one is to listen to his answer about Sojourn, and then I will highlight the concerning part of that, so just take a listen.
So Sojourn is coming to Overwatch 2. She's our first Canadian hero. You're going to get to spend a lot more time with her when it comes to Overwatch 2, and she is by far not the only character coming to Overwatch 2. There are few heroes that will all come at once. Overwatch 2 is going to really add some mix-ups to the meta, introduce, we think, characters that you're going to love, characters that you've been waiting for. So something we're very, very excited for, new heroes coming to Overwatch 2.
The concern I have is that she is going to be the first hero for Overwatch 2, and they have no idea when Overwatch 2 is coming out. So the big two problems I suppose I have about Overwatch 2 that I'm a bit scared about, it's not problems but concerns I suppose, is Overwatch 2 may come out in at most a couple of years. It's going to be a while. But the point that I have is, what's going to happen to the game now? What about a hero that we're going to get in the game now, and maps and updates? It feels like Blizzard are focusing on this what's next and this version of Overwatch 2 that looks really good. Like, it looks amazing, but it's kind of like, well, what about the people that are playing the game now? What about the community now that are waiting for stuff to try and play? Granted, they did say two major things I wanted to highlight. The first of which is there's going to be a system for role queue, where as you're queuing up, you can go into the practice range, you can go into custom lobbies, you can go into death matches. You have a bit more freedom to sort of spend whilst you're waiting 5 to 10 minutes on a game to update. And the second of which is that there's going to be a map pool for future competitive seasons. But Overbuff tweeted out saying, from Come Season 19, it will have a 12 map pool. Horizon and Paris are not in that pool. So if you want to play Season 19, which starts now, I think, you don't have to worry about playing those maps. And I've really wanted map pools in the game for quite some time. But yeah, I wanted to give my impressions of the PvE game right after playing it. For those that don't know, I do a lot of PvE content on the likes of Borderlands 3. I play a lot of stuff like Destiny, Diablo, World of Warcraft, and also made content on Anthem. So I'm very clued up on what a PvE game could do wrong, and a lot of my alarm bells are ringing from the news that we found out so far for Overwatch 2. Granted, we don't know an awful lot, and Blizzard have said themselves that stuff isn't ready. Like, a good example of this is the talent system, which we have gone over in this video, going over some of the talents. They're cool, and they do some pretty sick stuff, but the PvE game needs to be a bit deeper when it comes to those RPG elements, especially with Blizzard doubling down on focusing and saying that that element of changing how your character plays is the reason why this content is replayable. A couple of things that concern me. Only picking between 2 talents every 1, 10 and 20 levels. What if it takes a couple of hours to get from level 1 to level 10? That's a lot of grinding for you to just switch between one talent or another. That, to me, is going to get very boring very quickly. And that's kind of what the Archives event suffers from, because you play through it and it's like, okay, this is cool. There's no reason for me to play this again. And that's what I'm worried about with the sort of content for PvE that Overwatch 2 is expecting. Not to mention that the missions are sort of 20 minutes. If there's like 10 to 20 missions, that's still only like 4 to 10 hours of content for PvE missions. Compare that to like Borderlands 3's at least 15-hour campaign. Granted, you have the PvP stuff in there too, but I'm wondering what they're going to do for PvE stuff. I don't think they could just put in a lot of archive events. I'm really interested to see more, and I'm really excited that Blizzard and Overwatch are delving into the PvE aspect. Like I mentioned, games like that are very dear to me, but games like Destiny do so well because they have progression, they have something for you to chase, and I don't know what there is meant to be to chase in Overwatch 2. What I hope at this point is that Blizzard can sit down with us and people like Siegel, who plays a lot of games like Borderlands and Anthem and knows what's wrong with them and understands where these games went wrong. And like I said, the other concern was going to be around what happens now for the game. It feels like, yeah, Blizzard are working on this new thing, but what about the game that we're playing at the moment? You know, a lot of people are really dedicated to Overwatch, hence why we have a channel about it and why you guys are watching this video. So that's just my first impressions. I'm really excited, but I'm also very confused at what Overwatch 2 wants to be. And I think that's a very dangerous thing for a game to do. If you don't have a clear identity, it's very rough because you're met with a lot of visible confusion. And a lot of the people I walked past at BlizzCon were kind of like, yeah, I don't understand it either. So I'm really excited to find out more. It's caught my interest, and I'm excited to talk about stuff that isn't just a new map and a new hero, but I'm concerned at the way to go that Overwatch 2 has. I think it has a while before it's really in a nice clean spot. But Blizzard have made amazing PvE games in the past, so they know a thing or two. So I'm not too scared that they're going to do a bad job, but just where they are in the process of it. The talents look cool. I want to see that double down on, triple down on. I want to see so many more talents that you can pick. Having full talent trees like something out of Borderlands or even old World of Warcraft would be amazing. The ability to just make a best Reinhardt build for mobbing or fighting bosses or speed running because there's like an MDI World of Warcraft mythic PvP kind of thing going on. I don't know. I'm just sort of rambling at this point. So very exciting, very concerning, and a little bit scary. But what we've seen so far looks good. We just need to see a lot more, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you then.